And they're off, and we start right at the start screen and into the first cave. What do we see, Laz?
No sword. Well, the game knows. It knew I was doing the commentary, so of course, no wooden sword. So they're going to have to search far and wide for that wooden sword, Rick.
Now, a merchant has a white sword close to start. Now, here's the thing. We don't know what the validity of that clue is at this point.
Depends on what we see in a merchant cave. Hit me, Gomo, one more time. That's going to be the truth, Rick, because had that been a vanilla phrase, you know, boy, this is really expensive, or buy something, will ya? Then we could have been looking at deceptive hints.
Yep, and sorry about that. Whammy is going to be the door repair message for this seed. Now, one thing you wanted to notice there, shop prices have been shuffled, shop items have been shuffled, and there's a hint cave there for RaikouRider. Now, no money, but that close to start makes an interesting decision.
Now, what we're looking for then, Rick, is this is either going to be helpful hints or mixed hints. One of the two.
Man, we won't know about that for a while, but the quest is, let's find out where that sword is. Now, the items being shuffled means we have no way of knowing that this is going to be a boomstick or not. When we'll get into the details about boomstick and what that is, Drone picks up the power bracelet from the Armmost item, so we know that's right where it normally is. But we're going to be looking for the most expensive shield for a reason.
Yeah, if the most expensive shield is in the shop, then we know the boomstick is not in play. Otherwise, the boomstick, which has a default price of 200 rupees, would replace that magic shield. The magic shield would then become an item in the shuffle.
And it does turn out that the any roads are at their vanilla location, so no mystery there. Now, are we dealing with a first quest, second quest, or mixed quest? RaikouRider is going to try to do a screen scroll, and it'll help us find out.
By the way, enemy sets have been shuffled. Ooh, couldn't quite do it, could Raikou, so he's going to have to take the long way.
We have a second or mixed quest.
Yep, and if we see a vanilla level 3 behind vanilla level 3,
no
then we're
extra
talking
candles.
Ooh, so if you want a candle, you're going to have to either purchase that 65 rupee candle, and it's starting to look more and more like second quest, Rick. That is not vanilla level 3 at all.
Well, even if this was a mixed quest, that means the power bracelet's more important. That also means that the recorder is more important for these racers.
And we're getting word that this is indeed a full-blown second quest. And remember,
I was going to say that we've been told before by Fred that a big indication is that level 3 screen. If that turns out to be level 3, the normal standard level 3 from the first quest, then that's a mixed quest. If it turns out to be the cave where the shop exists in second quest, well, then we know this is a second quest. So we got a full-blown second quest here.
And this is a one large secret seed. And to let you guys know, because the prices in the caves were shuffled on the items, that means the secrets are also going to be shuffled. If that large secret is on the low end of the 50 to 150 range, Rick, their purchases are going to be crucial.
Yeah, we're going to be probably looking at about a heavy decision seed coming up for these guys, and that actually might, as I was mentioning in the before we got to the race, that would benefit rcdrone, because like I said, rcdrone knows how to combat. He knows how to play this game without needing blue ring or things like that.
Absolutely. So RaikouRider's hope is that red ring is accessible, not in level 9. Already we know there's a 50-50 chance we see the normal items in level 9. That'd be the red ring and the silver arrows. So with this kind of potential, maybe a poverty seed, he has to hope red ring is near.
Now Drone's going to find out what's in this cave that Raikou died on. And oh, that was the wood sword he died on.
Can you believe that luck? So RaikouRider dies on the cave he needed to go to find the wood sword, advantage drone.
Yep. That was very unfortunate there on RaikouRider's end. Now Drone with the sword in hand. Now we're gonna find out another aspect about this, and that is, what do these enemies have in store? Could they be shuffled? Could they be regular HP? Or could they be one hit?
Well, blue block rocks go down in one hit, so it's not normal HP. So right now it's either random or 0.
And right now we're not seeing any enemies that are going down in more than one hit. And we found the second of the mystery hint shops on Drone's end, so we now know where both of those are in case they want to get some hints about this seed later on. But right now I would have a reason to believe this could be a 0 HP seed.
Yep. Still too early to tell, because the race I did this afternoon, we had Blue Octoroks go down in one hit, but it ended up being randomized. So it's still a little. Oh, that Lionel went, or not Lionel, but that Armo statue went down in one hit.
Everything's going down in one hit on Drone's end, which is just increasing the possibility of what's going on here. So now, our RaikouRider's death on the screen the wood sword was on is very painful. Oh, the medium secret is the lowest possible at 25 rupees.
25 to 40 rupees is the range of the medium secret. We could be looking at a super poverty seed, folks. Again, only one large secret in play. 25 rupees for the medium is not good.
Yep, and we'll have to see what the other secrets are if they counterbalance, but having the medium with the more amount available to our players, that's a bad find there, and we find level 9 on rcdrone's end underneath the Armo statue.
Yep, absolutely. So that is where a normal 10 rupee secret would be, but that is where level 9 is in this race, which means that the dungeons are also shuffled.
RaikouRider now trying to screen scroll his way over back to that Armo statue, so this could be actually big if he can pull this off and get to that Armos. He needs to get to that sword ASAP.
Absolutely. He's got to watch out for those blue levers. They take one heart away. He's down to one heart. He's got to be very, very careful.
Got to get in there right now. And he let the Armos go, and the Armos gets him again.
Ouch, that has got to hurt. And the letter has been discovered by RC Drone near the coast. Let's find out what that coastal item is. It's going to be the heart container.
So the question at this point in time, because those two are separate flags, the one about the power bracelet and also about the heart container, what will we find in the dungeons? Are we going to find the bow and the wooden boomerang in level 1?
I've yet to see that, Rick, and that would be something if we saw the vanilla items in their proper dungeon. It'd be a first for me, so we'll see.
Now, that death for RaikouRider is going to really hurt, and by the looks of things, we do not have shapes on here, as level 6...
No feat of strength will save the princess.
Drone getting the hint about the no feat of strength right there, and I have every reason to believe this is not shapes at this point. And we do have shuffled enemies, drops.
Got those gels.
Yep, those gels dropping. Triforce and Triforce room. RaikouRider Drone's going to pick that up.
It's looking like no shapes. Looking like maybe the pallets have not been shuffled either, but it's looking like the enemy sets, we don't know about that yet, because aren't those found in all the dungeons?
Yep, and we find level 5 right next to level 6.
Yep, so they're touching each other right here on the coast, and again, the palette is the same in level 5, the normal green you'd see, so it's looking like, yep,
yeah, and that dark
if there was
room
any
does
doubt in the
confirm
world.
Yep,
If
that
there was
dark
any
room
doubt in
does
the
confirm
world.
it. So Drone now here in level 5, taking care of the darkness in one hit.
That's the normal set in level 5, so we may be looking at non-shuffled enemy sets in the levels here.
Now that corridor staircase is not in level 5, so the rooms have been shuffled. The wooden boomerang in level 5, which Drone is going to pick up because this is apparently a 0 HP seed, so that's going to help him out. He's going to save out of level 5, actually.
And I don't blame him for picking that up. If this is indeed a 0 HP seed, what we're talking about, then the wooden boomerang is going to be a very useful pickup because it's going to take care of enemies that normally wouldn't be destroyed with a boomerang just like that. Good pickup.
So he's picking up the boomerang at 0 HP here out of level 5. Then now that does tell us something big right there, Laws.
What's that?
Items have been shuffled.
Yes,
we don't know where the bow. We don't know where the recorder is. Now we don't know where the raft is going to be. And we don't know if any of the items are going to be required in this seed because of certain reasons. But the recorder is very valuable in a second quest seed.
Yeah, there's still a pretty good probability, Rick, that the recorder is going to be guarding one of the dungeons. No guarantees, obviously, but there's a good possibility as we see Raikou pick up the letter on his end. Ooh, and RC Drone has found level 1, and yeah, I think we can confirm pallets are the same as normal. Ooh, the inferior model, he's going to pick that up, so double banana for RC Drone in this race.
Ooh, boy.
Well, Rick can only go up from here. There's bound to be something good. The other item that's going to be behind a staircase here in level 1. Also, Rick, it's starting to look more and more like enemy sets not shuffled. We've got the standard Gorilla set here in level 1 that RaikouRider's now also in himself.
Yeah, both of these guys in level number 1. Now, RaikouRider's going to love to see that magical boomerang, but did RaikouRider have to kill anything to get to it?
Had to full clear the room, yes, Rick. He did.
Okay, so then RaikouRider's going to be in a very bad position right now.
Unfortunately, yes. There's the Triforce again. Looks exactly like those have not been shuffled either, and RaikouRider is going to able to find a bomb hole to go north in level 1. He's got to find some kind of weaponry, and he's going to find just Wallmasters. That reverse C room dropped the key. That is not where the item is. If there's a drop in a reverse C room or a double block room, that is not a pushable staircase. I think Drone has just found the staircase here in level 1. The item we've got, Recorder. Nice pickup.
Yeah, as we mentioned before, Recorder, a very nice find in the second quest flags.
Yep, now the good news is, RaikouRider, if he knows how to do that block clip, without a weapon, he too can get that Recorder. And rcdrone has now his second Triforce piece.
Yeah, the RaikouRider dying on the screen that had the wood sword twice is going to be kind of, at this point, his undoing, because he is in a really bad position. Level 3, right just around the road from level 1.
Yeah, they're touching each other. It's looking like one of those break the bank things where everything is touching each other. Wow.
Raikou trying to get a weaponless clip, and this is a very difficult clip to do. You've got to be perfectly there. He gets it. And he's going to be happy to find the Recorder, but he really would love to find something that is an actual permanent weapon.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, he has died twice to that Armos screen where you normally find the blue ring shop. That's where the wood sword is. And when he gets back to that screen and finally finds out what's there, what do you think is going to be swirling through Raikou's mind?
I should have been a little bit more careful with my health in both cases there. Raikou's going to have that very eerie feeling because he's going to know he's going to be behind at that point.
rcdrone just found the compass that was just sitting there that Manhandler could not guard very well, so he knows where the Triforce is. Gliok lurks near the desert, so he's got a general idea of where level 4 is.
Ooh,
and
oh my
secret
God! Is 66 rupees, and that is the only one available to our racers.
Oh, that is gross, Rick. So money is definitely going to be precious. So if this is a boomstick seed, this is either going to be blue ring or boomstick. They're not going to be able to buy either.
What in the world is up with this level 3? You got to go around the long way to get to anything here. Like, this is like the labyrinth.
Holy Toledo. Yes, indeed, because that's a ladder block. They don't have the ladder. However, looks like that rcdrone may have stumbled upon the item if this is a pushable double block, which it isn't because of that 5 rupee. There's the Triforce in the Triforce room. It's open because there's no enemies. He can go through that shutter door. He's zeroing in on what we could find. This is it.
Here it is. The item is the magic key, which is a good find.
Excellent find early on for rcdrone, so he does not have to worry about being key blocked the rest of the way. That's a powerful find there for Drone.
Ooh. The ropes dropping bombs is a very good find right here for Raikou, because that's going to get him in through that room. Now, he's going to get a little bit closer to actually grabbing the magical boomerang, which would actually be a plus for him at this point.
Absolutely, because what the magic boomerang does is when you fire the magic boomerang, it goes across the entire screen, whereas the wood boomerang just has a limited range. However, it is a little bit harder to control, the magic boomerang is, than the wood boomerang, so take your pick.
At this point in time, Raikou is not fussy. He wants to get something that is permanent, and as you can see, he's going to leave and come back in to get rid of these gels and see if this room drops anything.
Yep, and rcdrone has just discovered the large secret himself again. A measly 66 rupees. This might be the biggest poverty seed I've ever seen, Rick, in all the Zelda randomizer races I've done.
Well, let me be honest here. I think that having a poverty seed is another thing that will set rcdrone better than RaikouRider as far as the seed is concerned, because you know, you gotta remember that rcdrone can handle these things. He won't need to buy a rank purchase. I mean, Boomstick is probably not going to be one of his priorities either if we even get to the rare shop. And remember, because shops are shuffled, we know it's going to be in the rare shop.
Yeah, we still have not seen the large shield yet, if it's in play or not.
Yep.
13, well, that's an above-average small secret for rcdrone, but still
compared
not
to the
nearly
66
enough.
And the 25, it's absolutely a hard number to deal with.
Yeah, for sure. rcdrone gonna push, and we find a bonus cave. Gonna pick up the heart container, 5 hearts.
Yep. It's gonna be a take any right there, and RaikouRider's clearing out this room, and this is the room, you know, he wants to center on because it looks like the room that's going to be the magical boomerang room.
Yeah, that's right.
But it's the key drop.
Yeah, remember the room that had the magical boomerang, those were guarded by gels.
Ooh, level 8 is on top of the lake waterfall.
Fantastic find there for rcdrone, because he's going to find another 2 items within.
And RaikouRider leaving level 1 empty-handed. Well, not necessarily empty-handed. He did get the recorder out of it.
Yeah, that's right. Now, one thing a Double A pointed in chat is that the second quest has 2 more small secrets. The raft in level 8 for drone.
Yep.
Which means there's 6 small secrets then in second quest as opposed to the 4 small secrets in first quest.
Yeah, but still, it's a tough scenario right there, and the fact that you're dealing with lesser than you normally would have, Raikou getting slapped with a whammy, and Akumentis waiting on the coast is a truthful hint. That's the first time we've seen all this game, at least that I've seen.
Well, again, we're not talking about deceptive hints, Rick, because, again, the messages in the merchant shops and the door repair penalties were community.
Yep, you're correct. Big difference there between those 2 sets of hints right there. And in the forest is the entrance to death, which we already know, so at this rate, getting 2 helpful hints like that, you gotta wonder, is this a helpful hint seed?
It's starting to look more and more like it.
You see what enemies we have in level 8? We definitely are dealing with shuffled enemies.
Wow. So,
the bow in level 8.
Well, that is a huge pickup right there. So the second item in level 8 is the bow, and yes, so the level 8 has just thrown the curveball and everything, because normally that is a Dark Nut set. Instead, this is a Wizrobe set in level 8.
Yep, so Wizrobe's being in level 8. You get the pancakes, you get the IHOP treatment, you've got more pancakes. That must be the Waffle House.
Oh, for sure, absolutely. And I know when I was doing my Zelda playthrough yesterday, yeah, Link was enjoying himself there, but let's move on here. Both players are now in level 8.
And yeah, level 3 being a Guria set too, which totally went past me at the point that we're actually doing this. And ooh, Lamola, goodbye.
Yeah, it's going to take 2 hearts of damage if you get bopped by those. And when you have the fast blue varieties, yeah, watch out. You're in trouble if you don't get out of there fast.
Especially since you don't know what if the boss HP was being shuffled at that point. I'm not sure if rcdrone has tried killing any, but you know, maybe I should pay a little more attention to what's going on his end.
Yep, indeed. We see a manhandler and another manhandler out of the frying pan and into the fire, Rick.
Manhandler, you gotta love him. And there's the Triforce in level 8, so Drone now already with 4 pieces of the Triforce and before the 20-minute mark.
Yeah, we're getting some indication that this is 0 HP bosses.
Yeah, 0 HP bosses, 0 HP enemies. This is just setting up perfectly for rcdrone at this point in time. And Raikou just has bad... It's just unfortunate the fact that he's died twice on the same screen that the wood sword was located on. We haven't even seen the white sword location yet because neither of the players have burnt close to start.
Yeah, that's right. We saw that hint in the start cave.
Step over the water to reach the magic shield. This is a boomstick seed.
Yep, absolutely. Because again, the magic shield is normally not an item in the shuffle, but when boomstick is in play, the magic shield is there. So yes, indeed, we now can confirm boomstick is in play.
It's in play, but we're very unlikely to see either player buy it, although Drone was 70 rupees, and he did the smart thing. He saved before he did it, and just did a retry, so he could actually get the
look at this!
The money back.
RaikouRider picks up the white sword at 4 hearts!
4 heart! Whoa, that's a big find there for Raikou.
Wow.
He needed that.
He did need it, and that was a 1 in 6 chance right there, Rick. RaikouRider just got extremely lucky right there. Amazing. Drone also gets the white sword. Which means we can confirm that the magical sword, which I don't think we're going to see anybody make a play for, given this is a 0 HP seed here, that means the amount of hearts needed for that also shuffled.
So there we go. Raikou now with a sword in hand, and we meet the human on Death Mountain, so we know that the magical sword is on Death Mountain here. But we're going to be talking about a really tough scenario here for Raikou. He's already yielded too much time because he ended up dying twice where the wood sword is located. But with the white sword in hand, now he can start tearing through some of these dungeons, picking up triforce pieces, and getting himself a little more caught on the seed.
And this is where Gambling Rick could come into play for RaikouRider. Knowing he has lost so much time in finding a sword, he may just be in Triforce and Go mode and just hope that Ganon is not required in level 9.
That's a possibility, and you might have to see that come into play as these runners continue their path through Hyrule right now, Drone up to 86 rupees. And don't forget, we have yet to see where the rare shop is, so now we know that the boomstick is turned on.
Yeah, it's looking like there may be just the one boomstick shop. Sometimes there's more than one, but this is looking like a one boomstick shop seed potentially.
Anytime that the shops are shuffled and boomstick's on, it's in the rare shop and only the rare shop, where there's only one shop in all of Hyrule.
Interesting, because I seem to have recalled seeing multiple boomstick shops in the same seed, but that's, I don't know.
If the shops aren't shuffled, where the most expensive magical shield turns out to be in the same shop that the candle is in, then you're going to see multiple boomstick shops. But if shops are shuffled, which we have in this case where the items in the shops are in different places than they normally are, then you have a case where boomstick is only going to be in the rare shop.
Ah, that's good to know.
22 rupee penalty is what our chat is telling us, and we also found level 4. It's just northeast of where level 1 normally is.
Yeah, to make it a poverty even more poverty-ish, having the penalty cave being higher than the average 20. My goodness.
And we've got the darknet set here in level 4. We get the staircase as well, and because this is regular dungeon layouts, we're going to find the item, and it is the red candle. Drone says no.
And rcdrone says no. Yeah, and I don't blame him at this point. We're now 23, almost 24 minutes into this race. He's got blue candle. He's pretty good shot with it. He does not need the red candle.
RaikouRider finding level 5. Now, don't forget, this is the level that Drone kicked out of, and Drone kicks out of level 4, so we have a possibility of 2 levels being ladder blocked.
Which means the ladder is all that much more important for both of these players.
Which now pretty much eliminates the ladder to being in either levels 2 or 7.
Yeah, that's right, because the ladder cannot be in a ladder block dungeon unless there's a way to get there without the requirement of a ladder.
Although I wonder how much Drone actually patched his way through 5, though I would have to assume he did exhaust all possibilities. Now, we'll see how Raikou goes through this, and we do know the item in 5, I believe, was the wooden boomerang, if I remember correctly.
Yes, that is correct. The wooden boomerang was indeed the item. RaikouRider has discovered it himself. He's going to go ahead and picking it up, knowing this is a 0 HP seed. It gives him another option to eliminate those near-range enemies.
And you love all the possibilities that you can have in this as RaikouRider now finding the map. Now we know based on the layout there where the map was, that's the tea room, but she did illuminate with the candles. So this, as I believe Drone had found out, this is indeed a case where you are ladder blocked.
Yep, absolutely. So if somehow... Well, go ahead.
That's a nice hint right there to find out on Raikou's end, because now he knows that the magical boomerang was in level 1. He has no reason to go back, and he picks up his second Triforce piece out of level 5.
That's going to help RaikouRider out right there. A Triforce out of level 5, and that is a Triforce RC drone did not get. He got the Triforce out of level 6 next door.
RaikouRider is going to be getting into level 6 right now. Now, that was just a complete fast path through level 5 there for RaikouRider. Now, level 6, did we see what the item in 6 was on Drone's end?
We did not see the item in level 6, so if Rick, the item in level 6 turns out to be the ladder,
RaikouRider picking up the Triforce, we might not be seeing him go back.
Yeah, but again, he's got to know. I don't know if he knows this, but he's got to believe he needs the item out of level 6, and he's not going back.
Drone doing a little bit of investigating in this seed here, knowing that we are dealing with helpful hints. Ladders in 2.
Ladder in level 2 with the Dodongo, so whoever can find level 2 first is going to be happy.
Yep, and I haven't seen either of these racers go into Death Mountain, start bombing around. We might see some of that, but also don't forget, there's a bunch of recorder spots that these guys have still yet to check. Raikou's checking one right now in the forest.
That is correct. And what do we have here? Nothing but... There is a shop, but nothing doing.
A reference to a Britney Spears song.
Yes, indeed.
And in the nether shop we find, or the nether whistle spot, we find 25 rupees for RC drone.
Oh, and RaikouRider's found 2!
Rider finds 2!
This is going to be huge, because he's going to find this ladder here, because there's no way you're not going to pick up the item here in level 2. It's right there on the ground now. You may have to full clear a room, or it just might be there right for the taking, or some enemy might have it swallow in its body.
And heart container pickup here for RaikouRider, and Raikou does not know it again. He does not know it, but the ladder is in here.
Now that is true. Now he should know that the heart container is on the coast, so that is not the ooh, takes a death to those orange dark nuts there. Has to try again.
So one thing we've noticed, the drops are not being shuffled. So he's going to be looking for a 4-statued room.
A 4-statue room, because the item locations have not been shuffled in terms of ones that are on the ground. So that's a huge room to look for.
Yep. So we're going to be looking for that room, but Drone's going to be, Raikou's going to be careful with his health here.
Yeah, indeed, he's got it. Here's the room. Oh, blue darkness, but again, being this is a
Clock.
0 HP seat and a clock to boot. Wow, lucky break.
And
there it is.
The ladder.
Wow, what a room to pick up a clock there for RaikouRider. He's back in this race, folks.
Well, he's still got quite some distance here to catch up to where Drone is currently. Drone has gotten a big head start because of the whole situation with regards to where the sword was considered. But oh, there's the boom, by the
190
way. 190
rupees.
It turned out to be on Death Mountain.
Nice. So a very cheap price for the boomstick. Unfortunately, RC Drone finds himself 79 rupees short at the moment. RC drone excavating Death Mountain. All RaikouRider has to do, well, he's found the compass.
Yeah.
That's a big pickup, so now he knows where he's got to go.
Absolutely. So pretty much at this point in time, RaikouRider now just have to go right straight up to the north. Now level 2 is the level that, no matter what the case is, levels are going to, the rooms are going to be, one room will lead you to the next room. You can bomb into another room. You know, the rooms aren't going to have any solid walls, unless there's an old man, which means you got to go around.
Yep, gonna have to do the workaround and go around this old man, and this is normally a part of level 2 you don't use, because when you play this in the vanilla way, all the doors on the east are locked. Speaking of locked doors, he's going to burn this last key to get to the Triforce room, and that's all for level 2 for Raikou. Now again, RaikouRider has not found the any key. He has found he's found the dungeon where we're going to find the any key, but he has not had his way back to level 8 yet. Level 8, along with the raft, or no, level 3, I'm sorry, my apologies. Level 3 has the any key, not level 8.
By the way, what dungeon have we not yet found? We haven't found 7, correct? That's the only dungeon we've yet to find.
That's right, and we have not mapped level 2. It looks like that has eluded us, Rick.
Turned out the level 2 turned out to be right left of level 9 by the looks of things, but RaikouRider now up to 4 Triforce pieces. Same thing with drone now. That's interesting here, considering how this race started off. So the faster RaikouRider makes it over towards where level 8 ends up being, the better his chances are. Drone here, running out of bombs, ends up having to spend 25 rupees for them in the bomb shop, because you don't know what the drop groups are going to be here, because they've all been shuffled, and you need a lot of bombs in second quest.
Yeah, indeed you do, and yeah, we got confirmation that level 9 was to the, or level 2 is to the left of level 9. That's where the potion shop is normally.
Yep, correct. And so RaikouRider now, he's going to make sure he checks out all of these recorder spots. I believe Drone has checked all 3 of these here in the desert. Didn't find anything interesting. As far as both of these runs are concerned, we are still looking for 7. Drone's still looking for level 2 as well.
Oh wait, strike that, Rick. Level 9 being the level 9 in this race, not the real level 9.
That's correct.
Okay, so now we got that situated. Looking at the desert spot, just a meat shop there for Raikou. Just gonna move on.
And I'm curious why he didn't decide to just go one screen to the left and burn the bush there where level 4 turned out to be. That would have definitely given RaikouRider a chance to go here. So RC Drone waits for the whistle spot to open up, and that turns out to be, just like it is in the regular game, a take any, and he opts to take the potion.
Yeah. I don't blame him for taking the potion here. He knows Magical Sword is not going to be a thing he needs with a 0 HP set. Yeah, it's the right purchase. I would go ahead and choose the red potion too.
So now Drone pretty much will toot on the whistle, and let's find out where the whistles go this seed.
About to find out right now. The whistles take him to Whistle to new dungeons, that's right. There's 2 possibilities. You either whistle to new dungeons. By new dungeons, we mean dungeons that are being in play for this seed, or it's going to whistle you to the vanilla dungeon areas, which can be beneficial if a raft is required in level 4's spot. You wouldn't need the raft in that case, but instead you could just whistle your way over.
And we saw that in the case of a earlier race today, but as far as RaikouRider is concerned, he's just going to make his way over towards the right, and this actually turns out to be the faster path here than what RC Drone ended up going through. This will pay off dividends for him. And on the Raft Island, no dungeon here for Drone.
Yep, this is going to be huge, because again, he's down to just 2 key. Make that 1 key as he goes through that locked door. Because right above this Triforce room is going to be that diamond staircase that has the any key. He's down to 1 key, so he is going to be ecstatic to find that.
Find here, and Drone finding level 2.
Absolutely. So RaikouRider is about to take the lead in the Triforce department as RC Drone's going to go for his 5th Triforce piece. He will find that ladder as well.
Yeah,
we got ourselves a race here, Rick.
And he knows that the ladder is in here. He knows that the ladder's in here. There's no reason why he's not going to pick out the item out of here.
That is correct.
So, RaikouRider still missing level 8, which had the bow. We are both missing level 7. We have no idea where that is here in Hyrule. That's the one dungeon that has eluded us on both ends.
What we do know is that the power bracelet is not required to get there, because again, we saw a hint, no feat of strength needed to save the princess.
And Drone just a few rooms away from picking up the ladder, and that will make him a little happier because he needs that for level 4. And for whatever reason, I think he needed that for level. He thought he needed that for level 5, but it turned out not to be the case.
Yes, indeed. So now Raikou can either make his way back into level 8, or he's got to find level.
He's going to find level 8. He's right on the screen where level 8 is.
That's going to be a great find for him. He's going to find the raft and the bow. Those are the 2 items.
Yep, and right now at the 35-minute mark, let's go ahead and take a recap of the items that we found in our dungeons.
Sure thing, Rick. So in level 1, we found the magical boomerang and the recorder. Level 2, we found the ladder. Level 3 has the magical key. We don't know the item that's in level 4. The wooden boomerang is the item in level 5. We don't know the items in level 6 or 7. The items in level 8 are the raft and the bow, and the Armo statue item, the ladder item, and the white sword items all unshuffled. Power bracelet is the Armo statue, heart container the ladder item on the coast, white sword item, white sword.
So what items did that leave?
It does leave the red ring, it does leave the magic shield, because again, this is a boomstick seed. It does leave the silver arrows. Let's see what else we have here. I should know. I've been doing how many races now, Rick?
They all start to blend.
Got 5. Yes, they do. Yeah, we got 5 items left. Obviously, the magic shields are one of them. The red ring, the silver arrows, and it's 10:46 in my area. Everything is starting to go for me.
Well, stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen. While Laws tries to recapture his mind, RaikouRider picking up the raft out of level 8. Just needs to find where that second item is. And the elusive level 7. This is where this race is going to get interesting here.
Well, we know the magic wand. Yeah, magic wand is one of the items that is missing. That is for sure. So that's 4 of the items, and that leaves us just with 1.
We know that this is a boomstick seed. Although with the cheap variety of weaponry for our players today, this is going to be a case where you're probably not going to see it come into play, but we've seen both of our players... Oh, shoot. We've seen both of our players come close to having them out of rubies. They need for it, but the whammies have been hitting our players really strong today.
Wait a second. Red Candle was in one of the dungeons that RC Drone noped out of, and I never wrote it down. That was
level
the other 4. Item. Thank you very much. I'll write that down. So Red Candle was in level 4. That means there's 4 items not in that we don't know the location of. Red Ring, Silver Arrows.
So we'll pick up for RaikouRider.
Nice find right there by Raikou. So yeah, Red Ring, Silver Arrows, Magic Shield, Wand, and the story.
And we know we have to step over the water to get to the Magic Shield, but that very well could be level 7 because we don't know what's in 7, we don't know what's in 6. And until these racers find something that would say otherwise, we would have to believe that we're dealing with a setup that requires these runners to go deal with Silver Arrows and Red Ring and 9.
Right now, a 75% chance of that happening, because from the offset, there's a 50-50 chance it's that fair, the Red Ring and the Silver Arrows. Right now, there's a 50-50 chance the Silver Arrows are in level 9 if that is indeed shuffled.
And we have the Triforce pickup in level 4 out of RC Drone. He is just missing 5 and 7 for right now.
Indeed.
And the question is, does he go back to 5 at some point in time?
Oh, I'm sure he's going to go back to 5 at some point. So RaikouRider is zeroing in on the Triforce here in level 8. So we're about to even up the score in that department again. This is a really close race. Whoever can find level 7 first could be in a good spot. But again, remember, RaikouRider does not know the location of level 4, and RaikouRider is about to pick up the Triforce here in level 8.
There it is now. So we've got ourselves a close race between both of these runners.
Absolutely. I'm really enjoying this one, Rick. It's going to come down to the wire right here.
Oh, 7 is on the river.
You need the ladder to get to level 7, so you better know your second quest locations, because, yep, you need that ladder. Good news for RaikouRider. He is heading in the right direction. Does he know his bomb spots in second quest? It looks like he does, so he's going to stumble upon level 7 very shortly. Here comes RaikouRider right now.
Both of these players are now in level 7. This is going to be a really close match, especially if RaikouRider gets to level 4 really soon.
And he's not all that far away from level 4. Again, it's very close to where level 1 is in vanilla. It's where that burnable bush is next to the desert. If he can head towards that area, again, routing is a big thing in Zelda Randomizer, and hopefully RaikouRider has not marked that off his map.
Yeah. The big thing here in regards to this race right now, Drone knows where level 5 is. Level 5 is not that far away from where level 9 is, and with the recorder in hand, knows that it's a quick trip to level 2. One screen to the right, and you're in level 9.
I wonder what RaikouRider and rcdrone are both thinking. You think they're both going to be Triforce and Go mode? You think they both have an idea that, hey, I think there's a pretty good chance Silver Arrows are a 9?
I think based on what we saw from both of these runners in level 6, they're going to skip over this Triforce here. Oh, pick up here for Drone. We're going to find it coming soon on RaikouRider's end, as both of these guys within rooms of it.
Yep, so it's going to be a little bit of a lead for rcdrone. What's going to determine how big of a lead rcdrone could have in level 9 is how fast RaikouRider can find level 4 and get that Triforce.
Yep, oh no, RaikouRider finding a bomb wall, and this could be putting him off the scent here, as this is going to take him over towards another section of this level.
Or he's going to find the
magic
item.
shield. There's the magic shield, so that's the step over the water hint right there. But the problem is now he's going to go up, and this is going to cost him some time, because he was only just a couple of rooms away from level 7.
Ouch. Well, I think at this point, I'm just going to write it down. It's not 100%, and the game is probably going to penalize me for this, but I'm going to say 1s and 6.
I would say that's very, very likely at this point. RaikouRider coming out, running out of bombs.
Yep. And rcdrone's not in much better position. He's got just 2 bombs left of himself. Resource management, everything when level 9 is thrown down to both of these players.
So rcdrone right now is in a position right now where he might be thinking he's ladder blocked. He's going to probably surf more of this dungeon than he would otherwise do. Because remember, he left this dungeon earlier under the belief that he was ladder blocked, but RaikouRider pretty much debunked that theory.
And one thing we should know, Rick, is level 9 is going to be a Wizrobe dungeon. Guaranteed.
Yep, that is. You're correct. And that's a Goma right there.
Oof. Well, there's a big one.
Hello, Clarice.
And this could be the path RaikouRider needs to be thrown back. Let's see. Oh no! He's leaving level 7!
Well, he's got a big problem on his hands in the fact that he is without bombs. So he can't check that right-hand side of the dungeon.
No, that's right. Yeah, when you have no bombs, yeah, you really can't do much. That's a good point. And rcdrone just got the Triforce.
Yep, rcdrone now picking up the Triforce out of level 5. RaikouRider, thinking that beat me is required, is going to buy it.
And he is not going to like what he's about to see.
So now, Drone now heading over to level 2, as we mentioned before. All he needs to do now is to enter into level 9. There's going to be 3 things we're looking out for in this level 9. What are they, Lots?
Well, number 1, is Ganon going to be required? Number 2, if Ganon is required, they're going to be looking for the silver arrows. And number 3, they're going to be hopefully finding Zelda's room. Now, here's how this is going to work. If Ganon is required, they're going to be looking for a shutter door, just one shutter door. If they full clear the room of enemies and that shutter door does not open, that is where Zelda's room is and Ganon is required. However, if Ganon is not required, then she could be in just an open door, behind a locked door, or behind a bomb wall. And if Ganon's not required, RC Drone's in the driver's seat.
Well, here's the other thing right now. We have not seen Ganon's room. We have not seen Zelda's room at this point in time.
No.
There are reasons to believe that they are going to be found in their regular rooms here in level 9. So the path you want to take is mostly from the south heading northbound. Because you might come across her room that way.
Looks like Ganon is nearby because we're getting indication. I don't have volumes on either of these players, but we're getting indication Ganon is nearby, so RC Drone knows where Ganon is.
And the other thing you're also going to be looking for in this dungeon, too, in the event that it's needed, where are the silver arrows?
That is correct.
And we've got another great setup of whiz robes. You know, you gotta love coming off to a staircase and seeing blue whiz robes.
Especially when you get a beam to the face as a greeting from them.
And we have a Chevy room with some pancakes on there. The other thing is because drops are not shuffled between rooms. You want to find a black tile room, because that could have a compass.
Absolutely, and we'll see if Patra's guarding that particular compass, or if it's just going to be ripe for the taking.
Well, speaking of Patra, there's one.
Well, if it's in a dark room, yeah, that Patra would not be it.
And you notice Drone is checking staircases here, hoping to find the silvers to kill the beast, and Raikou continuing to check through level 7 on the north end. We know it's not where he needs to be.
Right, because again, he's looking for the silver arrows. So RC Drone, in this case, he's going to be going through as many staircases as he possibly can, you know, just in case Ganon is required.
Oh, RaikouRider finding the compass in level 7. That's going to help put him back onto the right path.
Yep, but unfortunately, he is going to be quite a ways behind. Again, he does not know where level 4 is. It's near where he is right now. But the way RC Drone is attacking this level 9, it may be too little too late.
Well, we'll see how this goes, because, you know, as you mentioned before, level 9 has a particular moniker you like to call it.
That is correct. The Great Equalizer. Could this be one of those level 9s where, let's say, Ganon is required, silver arrows are in a very tight spot, he runs out of bombs, and this could allow RaikouRider to make a comeback? Who knows?
Well, if Raikou's going to make a comeback, he's got to find level 4 really fast, and he's going to Death Mountain.
He's going the wrong way.
Well, he doesn't know it's the wrong way.
Ooh, and RC Drone taking a bad death there in level 9. He's going to have to try again.
Now, Drone now coming back in here to level 9. Let's try this again. Which direction does he go?
So he's checking behind the arrow is RaikouRider, and he's going to find that that's just a potion shop. Nothing doing there. Or is he? No, he's going to show the letter. Whoa! Triple the price for a bottle of Coke? No, thank you. I'll buy 2 Pepsi potions.
25 and 76. I've never seen that kind of a discrepancy between prices.
I don't think I've seen the triple either, Rick. That is insane. Who the heck is running that shop? Does somebody in that shop have a disdain towards Pepsi?
I don't know, but it's just a very, very nasty price right there. Unbelievable.
Wow.
And this is a nasty old shoot room right there, too.
Absolutely. Gonna get some bombs in the process, though, does RC Drone, and he's gonna see about this staircase, or...
He's thinking about it, probably setting up his options right now, trying to make sure he doesn't die to whiz robes, because, well, you don't want to die to whiz robes.
That's right. Remember, he has no defense, so a blue Wizrobe Beam is going to lose him 2 hearts. A orange Wizrobe Beam, 4 hearts. And he's only got 8 hearts total.
He bombs out of this room with the Wizrobes, pomps up to the north. And that is a dark room, but because this is not Shapes, that's not Ganon's room.
Nope.
Now, this is an interesting room right there that he just escaped out of.
RaikouRider
Could that be a room that... Could that be a room that has the compass in it?
Maybe, and unfortunately, RaikouRider continuing to head further and further away to where he needs to get to find level 4. Man, look at all of the levels touching each other. This is unbelievable, Rick. I've never seen anything like this.
Yeah, the problem is right here is he's not thinking of that northeast corner, and it's probably a loose square for him because he checked the desert earlier. And that's not a blank tile room right there on RC Drone's end. There was just a dark room.
Yeah, he needed the candle to light things up. There's a clock, but too late for that. Well, let's see what's behind this double block staircase.
We find a staircase.
Yes. Could be the staircase he needs to either get to Zelda or the silver arrows. We're going to go to the south here, and look at this, another staircase.
Yeah, don't forget, we have no clue whether or not... And, oh, there's the red ring.
Red ring, so that's going to help him excavate level 9 much more easily for RC Drone. His defense quadrupled, damage taken down to 1/4, so those 4 hearts damage you're going to get from those orange Wizrobes down to 1 heart.
Now, here's the thing here. That kind of almost reassures you that you're on the right path here in regards to the silver arrows being in this dungeon. So... we have not gotten any indication right now that Ganon is required.
Because we still found Zelda's room.
Yeah, we're still hunting for that.
Yep, and Zelda's a pretty darn good hide-and-seeker, as we have seen in the past in these Zelda randomizer races. Now, RaikouRider heading for vanilla level 4 is just going to find a secret here for an extra 13 rupees. However, he's getting closer to where he needs to be. Again, it depends on if he's marked his map properly, but nope.
At the 51-minute mark of this race, I would have to assume that Boomstick is going to be out of the question. You just want to get through this seed.
Absolutely. We're not going to see Boomstick at all. In fact, we never even found the wand. We believe it's in level 6.
Until we see the silver arrows in 9, we will assume that it's in level 6 the wand is, and RC Drone now finding another good old Panther. These Panthers are giving him some good hugs.
Yeah, and those are not the kind of hugs you want to receive. Those are nasty kinds of hugs. He's down to a half a heart. Nice clutch kill of that Panther right there.
And there's the silvers.
Found the silver arrow, so RC Drone is set. So now he just needs to go back to where Ganon is, and if he does defeat Ganon, and if Zelda was required, he'll be looking for a single shutter door room automatically opens.
So that seems to be just based on the fact that he just up and A'd there. That's the path he's planning on taking.
Right. So I'm going to recap very quickly the items. Inferior model and recording level 1, level 2 the ladder, level 3 the any key, level 4 red candle, level 5 wooden boomerang, and here's Ganon right here, level 6 the wand, level 7 magic seal, level 8 raft bow, level 9 red ring and silver arrows, and the normal overworld items the same. Not 0 HP Ganon.
Yeah, standard HP Ganon here as RC Drone finishes up an 8 white sword hits. And he's going to take that path to the right because that takes him somewhere new he hasn't been before. Now, the beast awaits up north is a skull. No kidding, man.
Thank you. Thanks for nothing, old man Captain Obvious. We knew that. We just took care of the beast. That is funny.
Oh my god. No, he doesn't await. You already killed him.
Yes, indeed. That's got to be one of the trolliest hits I've seen in a long time in level 9. That was nuts.
Hey, you want to tell me where Zelda is one room after you find her?
I'm not telling. That's about what the old man is thinking right there. Why should I tell you where the princess is?
Well, we do have an idea that she's going to be likely she's going to be in her regular room. Now, Drone is out of bombs, so that is going to limit his some... Oh, never mind. There's a room drop.
Wow. Lucky bombs right there. And unfortunately for RaikouRider, level 4 is going to prove to be his downfall.
Yeah, that loose square on the map. And this is one of those kind of things. why leaving certain spots behind, if they're loose spots, can really come back to haunt you. Here, as Drone now just wants to bomb. He wants to find an opening here that gets him to where Zelda is.
Bomb to the north. That is not Zelda's room, but yeah. Ganon was in Ganon's own room, so if Zelda is in Zelda's own room, there's only one way to get there. Now, the only question is, what kind of means do you need to get into that room?
Yeah, we don't know if it's a bomb wall, we don't know if it's a shutter door, we don't know if it's a locked door right now, and RaikouRider just spending bombs here in Death Mountain, which is very unfortunate because we know that it's not going to gain him anything.
Right, RC-Drone is out of bombs again.
And I have yet to see the enemy that drops bombs here in this level 9. So far, his bombs, I think, have been from lucky drops. This could be a Drone, you might want to kill that room. He gets out of that room. That could have been where the compass is.
Man, might very well been. There's no guarantee that a Patra's guarding the compass. It just has to be in that dark room, and I don't know if there's any bomb drops in this enemy set. Didn't we see bomb drops out of ropes earlier?
We did see him out of ropes. And obviously, you ain't going to find ropes in this dungeon.
Well, there's the map. That's not really going to help him.
Oh, there's Zelda's room.
Yeah,
Shutter door. Ganon was not required. Drone wins.
Wow, so that is going to do it. RC-Drone is the winner and moves to 2-1 in the Swiss tournament format. Congratulations.
And RC-Drone finishing with an SRL time, 55:29.
That was a very good race. Now, wait just a second, Rick. You said she was in a shutter door room and had to full clear it?
That's correct.
I did not know that. So it can be in a shutter door room, and if it doesn't automatically open, then she could still be there anyways. That is insane. I did not know that.
Yeah, if you see a shutter door, you have to clear it out, and if it opens up, well, you might still find her in the other end of that room. But
that's
congratulations,
amazing.
RC-Drone, 2-1. He has now qualified himself for the race off, but I'm certain RC-Drone would love to make it to 3-1. He'll have a chance to do so next week.
Absolutely. And again, two things in my opinion that really hurt RaikouRider in this race. Number one, not finding a sword until like around 20 minutes in, and then number two, not routing properly, missing out on level 4. Those were the two things that did him in, Rick.
Yeah, well, the big thing here for RaikouRider is the unfortunate here. He's just taking every path but the one that is the right path, and this continuing excavation of Death Mountain is just... It's really hard to see because we know where he needs to go. He needs to go one northeast of level 1. And with that ding, let's welcome in the winner of this race for RC-Drone.
Hey, everyone.
RC-Drone, congratulations on a fine victory. You got off to a fast start, but it looked like you had some blocks along the way. And then turned out to be an even race, about 5 to 6 Triforce pieces in. But the thing that proved to be RaikouRider's undoing were two things. Number one, he died twice on where the wood sword cave was. And number two, can't find level 4.
Where was the wood sword cave again?
Behind the Armo statue where the vanilla blue ring shop is.
Yeah, almost against the lake.
So go over the seed with us, RC-Drone. You played this quite well. What did you thought was the hardest part about this seed?
Well, I thought I was doing pretty well up until I needed to find level 7 and 2. And 7 was actually ladder blocked, and I didn't know that at the time. And 2 was on the eastern half, so I ended up clearing the entire left half of Hyrule, which is just empty. There's really nothing there. All the dungeons were on the right half. So that chewed up most of my time, and obviously trying to find Zelda in 9 was the other part.
Now, I don't know if you're aware of this, if you have marked your map, RC-Drone, but we're looking at this. All of the dungeons, with the exception of level 8, there are 4 sets of dungeons that touch each other.
Yeah, that's actually pretty interesting.
Yeah, indeed.
Well, all good things come in pairs of 2.
Yep, they sure do. And again, congratulations.
Speaking of pairs of 2, you've now made it a pair of wins in this tournament. You're now 2-1. Tell me your thoughts now, getting to 2-1 in this tournament.
Well, ideally, I'd like to go 3-1 because the flag set changes for the elimination bracket. But if I go 2-2, then it's a little bit premature to start practicing for that.
Right.
It would be pretty dumb if I started practicing for that and just lost the race off. So probably gonna stick with practicing these flags until able to secure a spot.
Now, you're going through the end of this here. You found that you're running out of spots on the map to find where level 7 turns out to be. Was there any part of you that wondered where RaikouRider was and maybe had a feeling he could be already in 9?
Yeah, absolutely. Like, that's for sure something that could happen. As it was, like, yeah. I mean, that was definitely on my mind for sure. And especially going through 9, like, I was just thinking Raikou could just walk into Zelda 2 rooms away, and, like, I'm just searching every, like, possible room.
And so thus you searched all of level 9 and found yourself trying to find where everything was, finding where the red ring was, found out where the silver arrows was, found out Ganon, to find out that Zelda was behind a shutter door that you had to clear the enemies to get into.
Yeah, how about that?
Yeah, the craziest part about 9 was I found all 6 transport staircases, like, not even, like, 20 rooms in. Like, I had found all the transport staircases, so it was just basically trying to walk to Zelda, and I didn't have that many bombs. I ran out of bombs at one point, and then I just, like, out of desperation started killing likes, hoping a bomb drop would appear in the room, and, like, as luck would have it, it did. So that was able to keep me going for a while. I don't think I had to leave 9 because of bombs.
Yeah, you had a few instances where bombs were an issue here, and especially with shuffled drop groups. You had no real indicator of who you were going to be able to turn to in the Wizrobe set to get the bombs. But what kind of strategies did that make you do? Were you more reluctant on trying to use your bombs when you were down to the minimum, or just trying to find where open doors were?
Yeah, I mean, I have open doors marked on my map, so I was like, it wasn't until towards the end where I started getting desperate and thinking I might be losing this race, where I started to actually start bombing walls, because I wanted to keep them, because I don't think anything in 9 dropped. Like, is there a guarantee that any of the Wizrobe set is going to drop anything? Like, I don't think any of them drop bombs.
We've been told before that there's supposed to be one enemy in every set that's able to drop. Now, I don't think we came across any buyers, so that was a possibility. That may have been the droppers.
Could be.
Yeah, that could have been it. Although, like, I killed a bunch of buyers through the seed, and I don't remember seeing them drop any. But yeah, it's just frustrating.
Yeah, that it did surprise me, because I was running through the details with Rick that the shutter door. I honestly didn't know this until you just showed me right there, rcdrone, that Zelda can be behind a shutter door even when Ganon's not required.
Yeah, that's the first time I'd seen that too. I wasn't sure myself.
Oh, I just got confirmation about that about 10 minutes ago when you found it. So now you mentioned before getting to 3 and 1 would be a real good boon for you, because then you can start concentrating on the new flags that are going to be coming up in the bracket set. What kind of opponent would you like to see coming up? No, let me not ask that. Let me actually ask this question. What kind of setup would you like to see in your 4th and final race?
Setup? What do you mean?
Like first quest overworld, second quest overworld, shuffled things. And
Raikou finally finds level 4.
I mean, shapes, I feel like I'm really good with shapes. That's something I'd like to see. I didn't have shapes today, but I feel like I'm pretty good with shapes and managing when I should dig, when I shouldn't dig, what walls should I bomb, and yeah, I think shapes is probably the main thing I'd like to see.
I believe RaikouRider's comment in the IRC pretty much summarizes his feelings right at this moment, not finding where level 4 is until now. And he says, and I quote, "Stupid, stupid, stupid."
I mean, did he just lose a spot on his map, or?
Yeah, I believe so, because he was standing in that coast shop. What is the coast shop in the regular game for probably a good half a minute trying to figure out where to go.
There was a hint somewhere that Gleeok lurks in the desert. I guess he must not have gotten that one.
Very well might not have gotten that hint.
His level 3 was all of he only just went to the right side, so his 3 was much faster than yours.
Yeah, I went to the left and swept across.
But he also had the ladder by the time that came around. How glad were you to find the hint that the ladder wasn't too?
I mean, I was pretty happy. That meant, like, I didn't have to go back and dig 6 or anything like that.
Yeah, both of you guys opted to gamble on level 6 because nice early Triforce. You had no clue what the enemy set was going to be. This was early on in the race for both of you guys. Might as well gamble on it.
You know what items in level 6 RC drone?
What is it?
It's the wand.
Oh, that's the other thing. This being second quest, there wasn't enough rupees to save up for the.
Yes, especially. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna say, especially when the high seeker was 66 rupees.
Yep, indeed.
I think I could have barely done it, but then when I got into Death Mountain, I just walked into like 4 penalties in a row, and that was pretty much it.
And it doesn't help when you have shuffled items in the shops. That means the only one boomstick shop when you have that. And when you find a lot of penalty caves, yeah, you're not going to have a good chance of purchasing a boomstick.
Yeah, I'm glad that it was very deep in 6. I mean, the thing about 6, especially for 0 HP, isn't so much the enemies. It's just like the potential to walk all the way to the end of the dungeon and just get ladder blocked out of the Triforce. Like, that would be the absolute, or ladder blocked out of the item.
Yeah, it actually turned out no one found the wand in level 6. We figured it out by process of elimination.
Let's see, did I see everything? I just didn't see 7. What was in 7?
Magic Shield.
Yes.
Oh, I feel like I got a hint for that somewhere. I got the
I
step
think you did. Yes.
Step over the water to get the Magic Shield.
Yeah, so I wouldn't have done that.
So once again, you're 2-1 in this tournament now, and you've given yourself a better chance of now qualifying for the bracket stage coming up. At least you're in the race off now, so that you at least extended your tournament by 1 extra race at the very minimum.
Yeah, I'm pretty happy.
It takes a little bit of pressure off you knowing that you're not in a must-win race in that 1 and 2 bracket. So yeah, again, congratulations. Enjoy the rest of the tournament this week, and good luck to you in the next round. Rick, any further questions?
None right now, but RaikouRider in level 9, just making his way over, and there's a few comments that are being passed around about the idea that Raikou may have gotten hints. You know, both of these racers, they run with their chats turned off, and they also run not getting any help from anybody else. It's just a case where, you know, RaikouRider was down to limited possibilities where level 9 could be, and or rather level 4 could be, and opted to go through it. And it's just a, you know, sometimes you sit at the screen, you got to figure out what you've missed.
Yeah, when we do these Zelda randomizer races, we do this through the integrity that we trust that all these runners are following the guidelines of this rule. Because if we do find out that there is some kind of cheating going on, something that is going against the rules of the tournament, they would end up being disqualified. And we definitely do not want to see that.
And we're just going to go ahead and say that and just move on from that, as RaikouRider just trying to take care of this level 9, getting beaten up pretty badly by Lamolas, but is able to escape with a half a heart into the fire of a Wizrobe Broom. This level 9 is nasty because of what's in there and what you don't have much of, which is tunics.
Yep. Ooh, and those Wizrobes don't care if you have a ring or not, they just took down RaikouRider. Well,
RaikouRider's just going to go. He's going to go ahead and finish this. It's going to be 1 and 2, but again, 1 and 2 doesn't mean you're out of this tournament. It means you got one more chance to get into the race-off coming up in week number 4. And let's just say that you're going to be seeing a lot of the 1 and 2s in this tournament really put it all on the line in week number 4, because they know what's at stake here. Getting into the bracket is what a lot of people are striding for.
And let me tell you something, Rick. RaikouRider, in my opinion, played well enough to win this race. It's just unfortunate he had the miss mark on level 4 in that desert area. He could have been in this race, level 9. We could have had a dogfight.
Yep, and he picks up the silver arrows here in level 9.
Yep, little does he know it's not going to be required, but it's a nice insurance item to pick up anyways.
Well, it definitely is helpful in case you come across a surprise Ganon somewhere. But, you know, one of the things that makes this tournament fun is the fact that you never know what's going to happen in these races. Somebody here can come along and
catch a hug.
Yep, somebody can come along and win a race by surprise. And we saw that happen earlier today when one race came down to level 9. One person overcame the other in that level because one person had something the other person didn't. You never know what's going to happen in these races.
That's right. Again, the gamble aspect of the new flags in the Zelda Randomizer tournament. We've seen more and more people do the gambles. For some, it's paid off. They've come from behind and win, and for others, they fall down in flames, and the other player comes back. So it's all or nothing when you take that gamble. But again, sometimes you've got to gamble if you want to win these races.
We're nearing the end of this matchup here between these two. I'm going to go ahead and know what we've got coming up tomorrow here with the Zelda 1 Randomizer tournament. And it begins tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Kiss My Afro card going up against Chess Jerk. That's happening at 9 a.m. Eastern. Now, we don't have a location where the restream is going to be at this moment, but Isolated 999 is going to be on commentary for that race. Once again, that's at 9 a.m. Eastern. Then right here on Speed Gaming, there's going to be Truant Gamer against Isolated 999. That's got you on the call.
Yeah, that's right. And that's also going to be right here on the Speed Gaming channel.
PM Eastern will be Brestico versus Crimson Avix. Then at 6 p.m., we've got Dracados versus Zarnax42. That's at 6 p.m. Eastern. That's going to be at Jam Eviler's stream, and you can do !Z1R and find the schedule via that page there on all the upcoming races as we go through week number 3 here of the Swiss tournament.
By the way, those last 2 races tomorrow, those are both 2-0 races. So 2 of those players are going to guarantee themselves a spot in the bracket stages.
And we already have one person who's guaranteed their spot in the bracket stage right now, and that is Darkwing Duck, who overcame Jam Eviler earlier today in that first matchup of 2-0s.
Yeah, indeed, that was an exciting race. I didn't get a chance to see it because it was at 6:30 Eastern, 5:30 today. Yep, I wasn't around for that, so yeah, I might have to check the VOD on that one. Look, that had to be an exciting one.
It definitely was. And so both of these runners here, like I said, they're not out of the tournament with a loss. This is a Swiss-style tournament, and as we mentioned before, those who can make it to 2 wins are going to be in a race-off. Those who make it to 3 and 4 wins, they are going to be playing in the bracket stage regardless of what happens in the remainder of this tournament. So we've got a lot of exciting races still to come here in the Zelda 1 Randomizer tournament. Now, you're looking down the schedule. Is there any of these matchups that are still to come up here in this third race, in this third week? Any races that you're looking forward to?
There's quite a few of them I'm looking forward to. I'm looking at the Matric Crystal Saver race here, and this is a battle of 1-1, just like tonight. And Crystal Saver, as you know, would rather have a vanilla set of dungeons. However, I want to point out something. The last race that Crystal Saver done was Shapes, and he pulled a sub-hour on it. So he is still capable of doing damage in Shapes. But if it's a vanilla level 1 format between Matric and Crystal Saver, it could be a tough, tall order for Matric to win. So I'm looking forward to that one. The other one I'm looking forward to, believe it or not, is the Zeb Gedney and Jay Coper race. And here's the reason why. Zeb Gedney is no stranger in being an underdog in a race. He has defeated Unos in a Zelda Randomizer tournament race. So I expect this one to be closer than it looks on paper. That's another one I'm definitely looking forward to.
You know, there's one race that you didn't mention that I'm looking forward to.
Oh, there's another one. Yep, and I'm seeing it right now. It just popped up. Adaginos and Putz 12.
No.
Your race against
F.
Seawolf?
Coughlin versus... No. F. Coughlin versus Jig Shake. Creator of Zelda 1 Randomizer versus creator of Zelda 2 Randomizer.
Yes, I noticed that. That is going to be an exciting race. This is a battle of 2-0 racers right here. I cannot wait to see who comes out on top for that one. That is going to be a lot of fun.
I still would love to see a matchup between a 3-game race between Fred, Dig Shake, and VTorp playing Zelda 1, Zelda 2, and Zelda 3 randomizers. You know, just to play all 3 of them back to back to back and see which one of the creators ends up winning.
Yeah, VTorp is the creator of the Zelda 3 randomizer, also known as Link to the Past for the Super Nintendo. So yeah, that would be quite the triple header for all three of those. Maybe we'll have to see if we can get those three in on that someday.
It would be totally amazing, especially with the big passion we've got going for the Link to the Past randomizer tournament. By the way, there will be races on this channel coming up tomorrow, and that will be a lot of fun. There's a three-way race coming up here on Speed Gaming tomorrow night, 10 p.m.
Yeah. By the way, I had just mentioned this, that quadruple header for tomorrow just became a quintuple header because, as I had mentioned, we do have now a schedule for the Adaginos Putts 12 race. That's going to be at 10 p.m. Eastern, 9 o'clock Central. Check the Google Docs to find out where that's going to be later on.
RaikouRider suffering another death. It's just an unfortunate level 9 here. I think he's just trying to bully his way and try to find where Zelda is. He's not that far away from where she is. It's just that Blue Lamola is not necessarily a nice thing to deal with when you've got all the green tunic on.
That's right. Very difficult boss to handle with on just 3 hearts, because you take 2 hits, you're dead. Ooh, got him that time. Nice job.
So there's a lot of great races still coming up here in the Zelda 1 randomizer tournament. And I think next week is going to be a really, really thrilling. You've got people who are going to be fighting for their tournament lives in the 1 and 2 matches. You've got people who are trying to get out of the race off at the 2 and 1 matches. Should be a lot of fun.
And then you have players who are at the 3 and 0 matchups who are pretty much just playing for positioning, because I was talking about this earlier. I do believe there is going to be seeding in the knockout stages depending on what your record is.
Yep. Your record plus your average time. So you want to make sure that you're still giving it all when you're in the 3 and 0s, because you don't want to be seated against somebody who could easily knock you out of the tournament.
That is true, because in that stage, it's 1 loss and you're out. It becomes a single elimination format at this point until we get to the final 4, where it actually becomes a best 2 out of 3 in each of those rounds.
So, RaikouRider's still trying to make his way through here. He's got a full health thanks to a great room of pancakes, and you never would believe it in a normal setting here that pancakes could help you out. But in this case, they are part of that, looks like they're part of the health dropping group, so there you go.
That was a nice Patra fight right there by RaikouRider.
0 HP definitely helps in that case, and, you know, if I'm Raikou, just start bombing all over the place here.
Yeah, that's what he's doing right now in this pancake room. Finds another fairy. He's getting all the health drops right now. Still got to be careful of those turrets. He's not bombing.
But he didn't bomb to the north, which is unfortunate. And this level 9 is just making it really difficult.
Well, he finds the shoot room, so he may have no choice at this point.
He's just going to push the block and go through the staircase.
Yuppers. How they are determining the seeds for the bracket, D Hunter asks. It depends on what your record is. The higher the record, the higher your seed, and also to break the ties on people with the same record, it's the average time you took in each race to complete your seed. So the faster you completed each seed, the higher ranking you're going to be.
I think RaikouRiders might be getting it here. He's not that far away from the room. He bombs over to the right, and I think he's 1 room south. Yeah, he's 1 room to the south here.
Yep, all he's got to do is go north now. Again, this is double. This is double. Go. Yep, he's going to find...
Go up 1 more. Come on, Raikou. Come on. Think about it. There we go.
He's got it. There it is. So that's going to be a complete race for RaikouRider. Zelda, Ganon not required. And he's probably surprised to see Zelda behind a shuttered door that doesn't automatically open. So
yeah, 1:17:41 is his official SRL time.
Not too bad of a race for him, but again, the 2 things, and I'm telling you, if those 2 things don't happen, could have been a different story, Rick, because both of them took quite a long time in level 9, because they had to take the snake route to find Zelda.
And with that, we welcome in RaikouRider on this run. Now, tell me your thoughts about it.
Well, first of all, I played like an idiot in the second half of the seed.
Yeah, that level 4, what happened there? Was there a mismarking of the map there, Raikou?
I just never checked it. just kind of forgot about it when I was exploring Death Mountain.
Because I want to tell you something. Up until the level 4 debacle there, you were actually in a dogfight with RC-Drone. That was one of the main factors that really did you in this race. Because otherwise, you played pretty well.
Because I kind of went over there, and there really weren't any other spots around that I could check. So I'm like, you know what? There's more efficient things for me to do right now. And that's basically what happened, is at the time there were just more efficient spots for me to check. Because if I recall, when I was up in that area, I didn't have any bombs. I had a really hard time getting a hold of bombs.
Bombs was an issue. Also, one other issue that happened to you earlier on, which didn't really come back to haunt you because you found something else later on, but dying on the wood sword screen twice.
Oh, that, yeah. Oh, yeah. Was the wood...
Wood sword was behind a screen you died twice. It's where the normal vanilla blue ring shop is, that those Armo statues.
Oh, of course. Oh, of course. Because I actually die there a lot. Because that in most cases is a really dangerous screen. So usually I try that once, and then I try to screen scroll from Death Mountain to get there, because that's usually a little bit safer.
How lucky was that white sword pickup with just 4 hearts there for you? The 1 in 6 chance.
That was unreal. That was unreal. I was like, okay, sure.
So you're coming towards the end. You're still got levels 4 and 7 still to find. How happy were you to find 7 at that point?
At that point, I was pretty relieved to find 7. And then when I found the bomb shop up in Death Mountain, which of course was the rare shop, why wouldn't it be?
Yeah, because again, when you're talking about mixed items in shops, whenever that happens and Boomstick is in play, there's only going to be one Boomstick shop. It's going to be the rare shop.
Well, I was aware of that because I found every other shop. I was keeping track.
Yep, that's right. And then by the time you did find it, you kept hitting those penalty caves, because there's quite a few penalty caves. When we're talking about second quest, there's 10 penalty caves, and it was 22 each. I mean, what was this? Another question. What did you think about this being a poverty seed? 25 for the medium, 66 for the lone large. What were your thoughts about that?
I was actually really relieved to find one-hit enemies, because if this was a random enemy HP seed, or if Ganon was required, I probably would have quit, because I wouldn't be good enough to finish a seed like that if enemy HP was like that. Because on that kind of money, especially with 2Q Overworld, Blue Ring is absolutely out of play.
Absolutely. I mean, you're talking about only about 200 some rupees to find in secrets. That's not much.
So tell me your thoughts about the potion prices and the inflation between blue and red this seed.
I'm not going to pay that kind of convenience fee.
And neither am I.
Another thing that I was a bit worried about is I found the hint shops, but when I found that all the hints were like quote unquote helpful, I didn't want to buy hints right away, because I figured that there was a chance at hints being deceptive.
Deceptive hints would only happen if the caves have the vanilla text messages, like "buy something, will ya?" or "boy, this is really expensive." Whenever those are the messages in the shop caves, then if you find a hint like that, then you're running the chance of deceptives. But if it's community stuff that's in the merchant shops, then you're either looking at mixed hints, where it's a half community and half helpful, or all totally helpful.
Yeah, I was still trying to, with not having that knowledge, I was trying to come to the determination whether I could trust the old men. But when I found the hint about 6 being on the coast, and then I found 6 right away, I figured at that point, 3 old men are telling the truth. It's pretty likely that all of the old men are telling the truth.
So
Yes,
tell me,
indeed.
one thing I do need to ask you is, how happy were you to find the ladder in level 2?
I actually wasn't too surprised at how quickly I found items, because once I found that the ladder was in 2, I was under the notion that rooms were shuffled between dungeons, but dungeon drops were not. And I remember all of the kinds of rooms that have the drops in vanilla. That have the item drops in them. So I knew which rooms to kill. And then once I had found out that the triforces had not been shuffled, I didn't have to kill enemies in dungeons, and that saved a lot of time. But
Well,
I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure though that even with the mishap with not finding level 4 right away, I'm sure I took way too long in level 9.
Your level 9 actually was quicker than Drone's was.
Really?
Yeah, because Drone also made the extra ability to finding where the silver arrows was, finding where the red ring was, and killing Ganon before he came across Zelda. Now, you're now going to be 1 and 2 in this tournament. That does not make you out of this tournament. You can still win and work your way into the race-off with your final race. So what are you going to do to prepare for that final week of races?
So there's so all the 2-2s race off for the last few spots?
Yes, correct.
Oh, I thought there was gonna be some kind of just like traditional Swiss tiebreaker with, say, OMW and whatnot. I don't know if you're familiar with like other Swiss tournaments where the people who advance that the first tiebreak is based on your opponent match win percentage, those sorts of things.
No, the way that this tournament works is those with 3 or 4 wins, they go into the brackets. They don't have to play around anymore besides the final races. Those with 2 wins, they will be in one big race-off where there will be a set amount of players who will be moving on to the tournament, and I believe it's 3, but I'm not 100% certain, but there's going to be a race-off coming up after the final week of races.
It could be. It depends on how the tournament finishes. It could be anywhere between 3 and 5 if I've done the math right. It really depends on, because you're gonna have 5 4-0s. I believe you have 5 4-0s at the end of this, and I want to say 11 3-1s. So that would leave 4. But it does depend on the way Swiss works. People could get paired down. You never know.
Yeah, because if I remember reading the guidelines, there are going to be 20 people who make it to the knockout stages, which means, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, there's going to be some buys.
So
yes, I think the top 4 racers will have buys in round 1.
Now, it makes sense to me because that would leave 16, and then you'd have 8 advancing, so that would be 12.
We'll do the math later on.
think
Yeah,
that's
I
what
agree.
buys.
It's getting late.
Yep, so let's go ahead and wrap things up here. So you still got things to fight for. You have race on that you can possibly go into. So once again, give it up for both of these runners, RaikouRider, rcdrone. So give them a follow and wish them good luck as they continue on in their tournament experience. So with that, it's going to be time for us to head on out of here. Give me 1 second, Laz, and I'll check the schedule coming up here for Speed Gaming. You go ahead and promote what we got coming up for the Zelda Randomizer tournament.
Absolutely. So, again, we've got ourselves 5 races tomorrow, beginning with a very early matchup at 9 o'clock a.m. Eastern, 8 a.m. Central. We're going to have K-Mac versus Chess Jerk. Again, we do not know the restreamer for that race, so please make sure you are checking your Google Docs to find out all the information there. And then later on in the afternoon, 1 p.m. Eastern, noon Central, it's going to be Truant Gamer and Isolated 999 right here on the Speed Gaming channel. And then later on at 4 p.m. Eastern, 3 Central, Brusticle and Crimson Avix. This is a battle of 2-0 racers right here. The winner will guarantee themselves a place in the knockout stages. Then we're going to have Dracatos versus Zarnex42, another 2-0 matchup. That's going to be on Jam Eviler's channel, 6 p.m. Eastern, 5 Central. And then the final race of the 5-pack is going to be Adaginos and Putz 12. Again, those are both 2-0 racers themselves. At 10 p.m. Eastern, 9 o'clock Central, those are the 5 races we have slated for tomorrow.
And coming up here on Speed Gaming, coming up starting at 11 a.m. Eastern, will be the beginning of the Metroid Zero Mission 100% tournament. Then once again, 11 o'clock Eastern here on Speed Gaming. And then at 1 o'clock, there will be a Zelda 1 randomizer matchup here, as Laws was just pointing out. And then following that will be a Let's Learn Randomizer segment here on this channel. Speed Gaming 2 will have a link to the past randomizer tournament race at 1 p.m. Then at 5 p.m. Eastern, 7:30 p.m. And then 10 p.m. will be more link to the past randomizer tournament races here on Speed Gaming, including the three-way race-off between Yunos, Miria Chan, and Dan Carnate at 10 p.m. Eastern. So a lot of randomizer coming up here on Speed Gaming, so should be sure to follow that, as we'll have more link to the past randomizer races here, plus Zelda 1 randomizer races here. So with that being said, I think it's time for us to say goodnight, because we've definitely kept up your time here on the restream. So for Lost Cards Fan 23, for Feasel behind the scenes helping us out, so special thanks to Feasel for offering to carry some of these Zelda 1 randomizer restreams for us as well. For the participants, RaikouRider and rcdrone, I'm Adirondack Rick. Laz, get us on out of here.
All right, and I'm LOZ Cards Fan 23. I hope you have a great rest of your weekend. Again, 5 races tomorrow here on the Zelda Randomizer Tournament, including one right here on Speed Gaming's channel. So have a great night. So long, everybody.